might normally.
Okay, I will speak louder
That's perfect. Okay.
than I would usually speak.
Okay, perfect. And now I'm going to start recording.
Okay.
So, what is the comedy scene like in Calgary?
Oh, the comedy scene. Well, first of all, I just want to introduce you here, Emma.
Hello.
Emma, say hello. Hi. So I just want to let you know that tonight is the Speakeasy comedy show that I stream live on Instagram last Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. And today I have been so blessed to be able to have Emma here, who is going to interview me. Can you tell the camera some of your credentials, please?
I work with the Calgary Journal, and I'm a reporter there, and I've produced a number of pieces, and this summer I'm going to do my internship, so
Oh my gosh.
hopefully going to graduate soon, and then, yeah.
You're reaching your dreams.
Yeah, exactly, so
You're literally going to be Lois Lane one day.
I'm hoping, exactly,
For the
hoping.
Calgary Journal. And so you're just telling me you haven't used this since first year.
Yeah.
What is this little mechanism that we're
This
using
little
here?
device, it's
Yes.
a little recording device for audio and stuff, so you got a little mic and it's hooked up to this, and it's
Very
an
professional.
internal mic, but usually we just have done our interviews online.
Yeah.
So this is one of my first interviews in person.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
One of the first in person? Oh
In
my god.
person since probably last year. So.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me on your interview that you're interviewing me, but I'm kind of interviewing you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do I think of the Calgary comedy scene? Well, let me tell you that. Let's see. I moved here like 5 years ago, and I started doing comedy actually in Banff. And I was producing a show there, and some of the comics there told me, you know what, you gotta head to Calgary because that's where some of the really awesome shows are. You'll get, you can do stage time any night of the week, and they were right. So I started doing, I went to Crash Test Comedy, which was on Tuesday nights at Burns, and that was an amazing room. Like that, I met some friends there. I was able to try some new stuff. Almost get canceled, but not really. Like I remember, I actually said the N-word once on stage, but it was in a rap song. It was because I was rapping. But you just can't be. You gotta be so careful if you like rap, my friends. Make sure that you're careful with that word. Wow, I really hope you keep that in the interview.
Don't worry. It's okay.
Hey, this is just, honestly, this is me.
Yeah, exactly.
This
gotta
is
be
me.
real too.
Yeah, just no filter to a fault, but hopefully that takes me somewhere someday. So, what do I think of the Calgary scene? It's filled with my friends. Honestly, the people here are really nice people. They want to see you do well. There's no one here who wants you to fail. Like even sometimes when people get a little bit like bitchy on Facebook or catty or whatever, it's not because they want you to fail. It's because they want to see you do better. They're like, I know you can do better than this. Don't annoy me with how lazy you're being. That's really that's the truth of it.
Yeah. And so, how was COVID impacting like you as well as the community when everything was shut down?
So comedy just stopped in Calgary, which was crazy to me. I just was like, no, like this is. I felt like I was just starting to, amp things up a little bit. I was trying to go to more shows. I was trying to do like at least 1 or 2, sometimes 3 open mics in a week. And then everything shut down. So I was just like, no, I'm not shutting it down. I'm going to start my speakeasy show. And I started doing that show once a month. I wasn't streaming it initially. I was just filming it. But I felt like, to entice people to want to come to it, because a lot of people didn't want to go out. They're just like, no, well, and there was some people like, you shouldn't be doing that, Tara. Like, you shouldn't be getting together with people in your apartment. And I'm just like, please don't tell on me. And then they never did. Yeah, actually, one of the producers in town, Michael Armstrong, accidentally told someone my address. I was like, don't narc on me. And he's like, I didn't mean to. And like, nobody wants to like really shut anything down. I think, they're just like, you should be smarter than that. You shouldn't be having people over. But I was just following my gut. I feel like you follow your gut in comedy, you're really successful. Things can work. And here I am. Going into it's like 18 months now. It's been a year and a half that I've been running Speakeasy. And I'm so glad that I started it when I did.
And how do you feel that you impacted the community when you were running Speakeasy over COVID, as well as just with Fishbowl comedy too. Because I know you've done
Yeah, Fishbowl. So we did our 14th show yesterday, last night. It was a Halloween special, so everyone was dressed up and the crowd was awesome. I run it at Koi, so 1011 First Street Southwest, Fishbowl Comedy Show at Koi. Formerly Cafe Koi, but don't call it that now. And yeah, it's every Wednesday at 7:30, and all my friends came out, and I kind of felt like I might have been spinning my wheels a little bit at first, just because not many people were coming out to the show. It wasn't making any money. It was like costing me money every time, actually. But then, just last night, there's been a lot of other stuff that's happened, but just last night, someone said,
Welcome back, Betty.
"Thank you so much." Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking sparkly mask over here. All right, hug it out, hug it out. That's beautiful. That happened in real time on our show. Yeah, so nice. Okay, sorry. So someone last night messaged me at like 1 a.m. and said, "Thank you so much for doing this, for giving people a stage, for running things the way that you do, and for trying to pay people." Like, I do. I have a GoFundMe for the Speakeasy comedy show. It's called Pay the Comedians. And then at the Fishbowl show, I just put out a couple of buckets, and then people donate as they want to. The show made $100 last night. That's amazing. I was able to pay my headliner and my producer, who helped me produce the last 2 weeks because I was away. I was in Vegas, as you know, and LA. So, yeah. So that's kind of the response that I'm getting. It's nice to hear that, you know.
And how do you feel the performers in general feel about your shows? And how do they keep coming back? What's going on with that?
There's some of them it's not really for them. My show, because it is the Fishbowl show is a family-friendly, all-ages show. So you have to, like, you only get one F word per set, if that, and then no lewd sexual content, right? I think I told you that I almost got canceled the very first show that I did because I did some indigenous material off the top. Yeah, never do that. And if you do, make it a belly buster, because you'll offend people. So learn my lesson, be funnier. That's always a good lesson. But with Speakeasy is say anything you want. The point is just try and make it funny. And that type of show is not for everyone, because sometimes there will be some offensive stuff on it, you know? And that's not for everyone, and that's okay. No one's tried to cancel me for that. I think that they want anyone who doesn't want to do that show. Let's just say all of my friends in the comedy community, Calgary comedy community, have tried Speakeasy once. I will give them that. And for the people who it wasn't for them, they just didn't come back. So at least they gave it a try.
Can you talk a bit about your role as a producer?
Yeah, so I book the comedians for both of my shows. I pay my headliner for Fishbowl, and then anything that goes to the GoFundMe, I pay just the comics who are on Speakeasy. If the GoFundMe makes any money, and if it doesn't, they don't care. You know, they come over, I put out like snacks, and you know, we hang out, we smoke hookah, you know. So I book all those comics. I try to pay them. I always pay my headliner for Fishbowl. Always, that always happens. But the other comics, when the show starts to make more money, then maybe I can start paying, you know, a host, a middler, like this sort of thing. I you know, promote the show. I'm all over social media, making posters, making events for my shows, posting on Instagram and on my story, just trying to get people aware that these shows are happening. And then also as a producer, I host both of my shows, so it's quite a big job. You know, you have to be like 3 different people on one night. You got to be the producer, so you're worrying about the lights, the mics, you're worrying about lighting people, timing people, writing the lineup. People are showing up late. Where are they? You got to message them. You also got to host, so you got to be on. You got to be funny. You're the 10 minutes, you're taking the bullet set, you know, that's not easy. And then, yeah, you got to make sure that everybody, you know, is paying attention and not talking during the show. And yeah, so, and then also you got to be nice to people. You got to like chit chat and talk and, you know, be able to delegate like things in your head to like, I can't talk to you right now because I actually have to do this. And sometimes you got to be like firm with people. But yeah, I just learned that with time.
And how do you want to see the comedy scene expand in Calgary?
There's a lot of really good comics in this city, especially because I had to go down to the US to see what it was like there. In Vegas, wow, there are a lot of really professional people in that city. They are all amazing at what they do, and they make a lot of money. That city is a make money city. Yeah, very artistic, very like, let's take a chance, let's try it out, and if you work hard, damn it, it'll pay off. I could never live there though, because it is so not conducive to a healthy, active lifestyle. It's like, you know, smoking indoors, drinking every night, and eating once a day. I'm trying to get away from those habits, you know? LA, when I went there, I only did in the 3 days that I was in LA, I only went to 2 open mics, and I didn't get a chance to go to any of the professional places, like the, what is it, not the Comedy Cellar, or what is it called? Oh, goodness me. What is it? The comedy, not the Laugh Shop, that's here in Calgary, goodness sakes. What is it? The comedy, not the Comedy Cave, not the Comedy Cellar. Anyways, I can't think of it off the top. It's a comedy club for sure, and it's on the main drag there. I think it's on Sunset Boulevard. Anyways, I'll think of it in a second. It'll come to me. Just now I'm trying to think of it. I was going to go there, but I had climbed up to the Hollywood sign that day, and I was a bit tired, so I just hung back. But I regret it now, obviously, because when am I going to be back in LA? Anyways, I didn't go to any professional shows when I was in LA, just 2 open mics, as I was saying. And the type of people that were there are just like kind of young. They're just young people, just trying things out. Just young material, you know, kind of like this one girl was like reading from her diary. It was just kind of like a tell-all about, you know, doing anal. I'm just like, okay. It was funny, but it was just like, it was still early in the stages of her comedy writing, I think, because I've done this before. I tell all instead of tell jokes. It's like, it's not just like a classic overshare. It has to be like punchy. And then the guys were mostly just like very cool. Everyone's just very cool. It was cool, a little too cool for me, a little too cool for school, you know. I tried to like talk to people after the show, and people were just like, you know, they don't really. I would say it's a little bit harder. Like you'd have to prove yourself, or I don't know. It just was awkward. It wasn't as flowy as in Vegas, but maybe that's just because I only went to 2 mics. That being said, the whole reason I'm telling you this is there's a lot of people who are really good comics in this city, in Calgary, and like if they just, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, if I just try harder in this city, I could really make something of it. I could really put Calgary on the map, because this is a really cool city. There's a lot of people here. This is a great city for comedy. So I would say, you know what, guys, just keep on going and keep on doing it, because you can be as good as people in Las Vegas. Totally.
What's the hardest thing for you during COVID and also outside of COVID as a comic as well?
The hardest thing for me with COVID, I think, is I want to be able to go to different bars to like perform my comedy, but I'm not vaccinated. So I have to get like a negative COVID test every time. And it costs me money. It's expensive. Yeah, so that's really the only challenge, but I mean, I'm still able to do it, so I'm happy about that. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think that is all the questions I have for you for now. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Thank you. And
Yeah, just put that there.
yeah, so Emma, come into the shot a little bit here.
I will come into
Yes. So thank you so much for interviewing me on the night of my speakeasy show, and also on the night of Scott's going away show. So Scott is going to be doing some dangerous comedy tonight as his going away farewell extravaganza. And thank you so much for being here and supporting the show and trying to get us put on the map, because Scott's an amazing producer, he's an amazing comic, and we're sad to lose him. He's going back to Winnipeg, but wherever he goes, I just know he's going to blow it up. So thanks for being here and thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great to interview you.
Yeah, it's been great to interview you too.
All right, there's like a little switch there.
Yeah, peace out.